Hey there, guys. Yo and hello. Moonlight Butterfly Miku back again with another OmoTales Throwback. Yes, I mentioned several times before that I was going to start telling throwback stories since, especially now, since the COVID-19 thing and nothing's really happening currently. So I decided, hey, why don't I take it way back to like stories from maybe childhood, any stories from way back when I can think of that I can tell you about. So I decided the first story I'm going to tell you about is my first time out on the road. Yeah, when I first learned how to drive. And this was my first time behind the wheel ever. So I was freaked out. So let me tell you. So when I first started learning to drive, what I was how 20 I'm 29 now, so I was about 25 or 26. I know I started late, but it's because I don't know. I felt like I was scared pretty much to be behind the wheel of a car because I was like, yo, I can't do this. It's just me. I'm a very cautious person. So me being behind the wheel wasn't really logical. But my mom and dad was like, you gotta learn how to drive. All your cousins know how to drive. Most of the people know how to drive. You need to learn how to drive. I was like, all right, I'll learn how to drive. So my dad took me out one weekend. He took me to around Starrett City in here in what you call it in Brooklyn, like around Starrett City, that area. Great, what the, not Graves and yeah, it's Starrett City. But anyway, it's a wide road, so it's not like a small narrow place where I have to be worried about the traffic. He just wanted me to learn the basics, how to pull out of the space, how to get on the road and just go, gauge the speed, things like that. So everything was going fine. It was going fine. And I was actually happy. I was like, oh my God, I'm driving. Yay, yay. I was so excited. But then here's where it struck. When we went, it's a very, very long stretch of road where he took me to. So I drove all the way there. He told me to make a U-turn and then come right back. So I was like, all right, Dad. Made the full U-turn, turned around, obeyed all the freaking lights. But once we got to the specific corner, I forgot, was it cosine or some shit? It had a really weird name. But we got to that corner and he told me to make a right turn. What my silly self did, I held, instead of when you turn the corner, once you start turning the corner and you get around the corner, turn the wheel back. I didn't know that then because this, again, was my first time out. So I held the wheel like an idiot. And what happened was I swerved and bam, hit the fucking tree. The front of it, and at that time we did not have the Equinox that we have now. We had the Chevy Trailblazer. So there was a huge dent in the front bumper, and the door was cracked, and now every time you open the door, it made that screeching noise, like that. My dad looked like he was about to scream at me, but then he stopped himself because my dad. But he looked like he was about to scream at me, but then he stopped himself. He said, "All right, that was my fault. I should have pulled the emergency brake. That was my fault." So he was like, don't worry about it. This was your first time. We all make those mistakes when we're out first time out on the road. You just have to practice more. So I did. I learned from that mistake. Even though now every time we pass that area, that specific tree, he calls it my tree because I crashed into it. So it's funny. It's a funny story that I could look back on and laugh. But the first time it happened, I got so scared and so discouraged. I was like, okay, I'm done with my lesson for today. I jumped out the car. I was like, you go ahead. We'll pull out and we're going home because I was like, no, I'm not trying to damage the car more than it needs to be. So after that, I took a little bit of a break and then I got right back behind the wheel. And then from that point on, I realized that my dad really wasn't the best teacher. So I went to driving school. Eventually, I would have had to go to driving school because you have to take the 5-hour class. So I took driving lessons from there and the rest was history. Took my driving test, well, the road test. I passed the written test. Went to driving school, did the 5-hour class, did my lessons, and I did a lot of lessons before I was ready. Took the road test the first time, failed. I already did a story on that. Took it the second time, passed. So, like I said, it was a long journey, but that's a story I can look back on now and just laugh about because my face. I wish, see, there's certain moments that you wish you could capture on camera. Because if you could see my face when I crashed in that tree, my face was like, I was like, oh, shit. I was like, shit. I was like, what did I do? What is wrong with me? Damn it. I kept swearing. I mean, I was swearing and cursing like it was crazy. But yeah, it's a funny story when you think about it. So yeah, guys, that was my throwback OmoTales. And believe me, I have plenty more. Just to give you guys a little laugh since, like I said, these times is a little bit of a downer. So I just want to make you guys laugh with my old school stories and everything. So if you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and all out of the jazz. And let me know down below if you already know how to drive, or if you're currently in the process of learning how to drive. Let me know what, your experience about driving, because everybody has their own different experiences. It's not going to be the same for every person, so let me know down in the comments below. All right, guys, so take care, and as always, I hope you look forward to more throwback OmoTales. And as always, this is Moonlight Butterfly Miku saying bye, guys. Have a great day.